All right, so this is video number 3 of this mini series for acute low back pain. And I've been breaking down exactly what I'm doing, the entire process of recovery, going from the intense pain that I was having. You can go back to video number 1, I explain it all the way to 0 pain whatsoever. Then video 2 talks about one of those really important things, breaks it down, shows you exactly what to do and how to do it. Now I'm gonna show you 3 movements that I've been focusing on only outside of normal life, right? So I have to do life still. I have to go do things. I gotta take care of my kids, gotta clean my house. But my workouts have been these 3 specific things as far as movement goes. And I'm just gonna show you and break down those 3 movements that I've been doing in today's video. If you have not gotten it already from the first or second video in this series, make sure you go grab my free back pain workshop. I cover a lot of what I'm doing today and in this series in more depth, more hands-on, more step-by-step, and answering a lot of the questions that I'm not answering in these videos. You can grab that at fitnessforbackpain.com/back pain workshop. It's totally free and it's yours. So I'm gonna start with some basic flexion in this movement workout, right? I'm trying to introduce these painful movements. I'm trying to introduce these fearful movements or these protection-based movements where right now, any kind of tilting my head down, it triggers those muscles to contract, to spasm, to go into some kind of freak out mode. So I'm trying to train myself to get out of that fearful protection type of situation where my brain and my body are responding by contracting, by spasming, by all the things. So what I'm doing here is I'm starting off with just my head, because just my head is enough to invoke that trigger. Now, I don't look at this as a stretch. I'm not trying to elongate these muscles or pull these muscles apart because the tightness I'm experiencing needs to be pulled and stretched. I'm not thinking of it that way. What I'm doing is I'm trying to, again, introduce movement, introduce a threatening movement during a time where I'm designed and wanting to protect. I'll start with just my head. As you can see, I kind of roll my head down. Essentially what you're thinking about doing is as if you were a big sushi roll and you're gonna roll yourself down. Depending on how bad you're injured, like you see in my video here, I can't roll that far down. I don't have that much flexion available to me right now. As I progress with this specific exercise, you'll see me have my hands on my calf. I have my leg up on this bench here to add some stability, right? I can kind of push and support myself with that top leg, as well as stand upright and keep my body in more of a neutral position as I'm standing. So that's why my leg is up on this bench. Key point, make sure you do that. Now, as I'm going, I'm gonna have my hands on my leg and I'm gonna slide down. This is usually only for some added flexion. Like I really wanna push the limits. If my body's allowing me to do it, I can stay calm, I cannot spasm. I'll have my hand on my leg and use that as an added support during this flexion movement exercise. All right, so the hip hinge. Very, very, very important. This is one of the things that you need to be doing if you're in an acute issue. You gotta tackle this hip hinge. What you see me do here first is outstretch my arms. I'm restacking my body. I'm getting everything kind of in a neutral place, understanding where I am at in space, which is a key thing to help with shutting muscles off and making sure you're balanced. Once I'm balanced and I'm in a good position, I'll put my hands on my upper body and my lower stomach, basically stomach and upper chest, to make sure I'm kind of not ribs out, I'm not in overextension, my abs are on, my ribs are down. I'm trying to make sure that I'm in a good, comfortable, neutral to me position. And then I'm gonna lead with my butt to do the hip hinge. All I'm doing while I'm doing this specific exercise mentally is thinking about shutting down, relaxing, don't try to protect, don't try to contract. And then physically, I'm trying to keep myself in a good neutral position. I'm trying to start with my abs, bracing with my abs, not my low back, which is a big low back pain issue that people have, is they contract from their low back and then they go to move. We are initiating it with our core, with our stomach, our abs, brace that first. Think about relaxing the low back and then go into that hip hinge where you're taking the butt back towards the heels. Depending on how sensitive I may be, will depend on how much I do this. Again, I'm trying to bring myself up to a tolerable level but not trying to exceed that 4 out of 10 pain scale. You wanna be under that, so I'm not trying to make my body mad and trigger any kind of spasm. And lastly, the cat-cow. I actually have a video coming out here shortly down the line that breaks down the cat-cow, why you should or should not be doing it. I'm choosing to do it in this specific situation just because it's getting that motion in those muscles that I am trying to target. Okay, so I'm not trying to go to some massive cat-cow end range of motion like you see on the internet, on all the yogis and internet stretch gurus that say you should be hammering the cat-cow to get more movement in your low back and your spine, therefore your pain will be gone. I'm not going for that. What I'm going for is a non-stretching approach, comfortable, be relaxed, let go, don't protect, and taking these muscles that are now spasming or have been spasming through a greater range of motion other than just standing and being in fear or sitting or laying on the couch because I'm afraid to move. I'm trying to introduce gentle, controlled movement to these muscles that doesn't involve yanking them apart aggressively, and just allows me to experience that discomfort. And when I hit that level of discomfort, I can work on the mind game, right? The me shutting down, the me relaxing, the me taking deep breaths, trying to relax everything, just so I'm not forcing myself into any extreme end ranges of motion. And that is it for video number 3 in this series. Thanks again so much if you've been watching this series for all the way from the beginning. Pumped to have you here for the 3rd video. I've got another video coming out that focuses on my first specific workout, so make sure you stay tuned for that to see exactly how I use strength training to get out of this acute back pain flare that I've been dealing with. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and if you're wanting to take these movements to the next level and dive deeper into what you could be using as well as what you see in this video here, but also more and more in depth, check out my back pain workshop. You can get that at fitnessforbackpain.com/back pain workshop. It's completely free, it's yours, and it goes great with the series that you've been watching this week.